later, we'd be looking at something similar.
Oh, okay. Hello.
You know, Madam Mayor, I was actually in your city a little over a year ago, and I can tell you war was the last thing on my mind. In your beautiful city, the Israeli people are surrounded by enemies. I mean, it's a success, quite frankly, when a neighbor just merely agrees to recognize your right to exist. But you mentioned the word traumatized. I cannot imagine, in the eyes of Israelis, seeing invaders on Israeli soil. That must shock the Israeli people.
But even more, not having soldiers at the border, dealing with them. The scuffles were not between soldiers and the terrorists, like your reporter was saying. They went into people's homes. They went and massacred and executed people in their homes, their children in their beds, old ladies in their beds. They went to a peace festival and just randomly shot at people in this field. There were 3,000 people in this dance party, and they randomly executed them in this field. Nobody thought we'd see images like this in Israel ever. And so you have to ask yourself, what happened? How did they get in? How did they manage to do this? Israel has a very secure border. Israel has one of the best armies in the world. We have one of the best technologies of defense in the world. What happened?
You also have one of the best intelligence communities, intelligence agencies in the world. You know, the United States is not a country where we fear rockets and invasions. I mean, if there's a siren going off here, it's a tornado. It's not a missile coming in. So psychologically, I know your country is used to being surrounded by enemies, but psychologically, how do you prepare for what looks like it may be a protracted war?
Yes, but look in what circumstances we're preparing for this. We were in the process of making peace with Saudi Arabia. In the last 3 years, we have made peace with 4 different Arab/Muslim countries. We have peace with Jordan and Egypt. Israel's hand is always outstretched for peace, and in the last 3 years, we've come a long way into being normalized into the region. We were getting excited about Saudi Arabia, which of course was a peace being brokered by the United States, and we wake up to this nightmare. We wake up in a war. My friend's son has been missing for 36 hours. All of my friend's children have been pulled up. I have 2 children in the army. It's a nightmare.
You mentioned, Madam Mayor, how close you were to peace with Saudi Arabia. You've already had historic peace agreements. I mean, finally, it looked like there was going to be peace in a part of the world where it had not known peace. So it makes me wonder who benefits from war and chaos between Israel and its neighbors. What country, I wonder, benefits from seeing Hamas do this? I wonder if it might be Iran.
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head. Iran is the country that does not want to see peace between Israel and Saudi Arabia. They're already annoyed that we have peace there with some other Arab countries like the UAE and Bahrain. They're already annoyed about that. So Iran, and we must understand that Hamas and Hezbollah up north are the long arms of Iran. They are the puppets of Iran.